Aston Martin DB11 V8 2018. Enter the Aston Martin DB11 V8, a grand tourer meant to broaden the model's appeal, and if the DB11 V12 didn't exist, this V8 would be a wonderful story on its own. From nearly every angle, the DB11 looks like it's not of the time, but rather from 5 years into the future. While the 104-year-old Aston Martin has been building some of most attractive cars ever to hit the road, it's a bold move to bring a GT to market that breaks new design ground, but that's part of the plan. Recently, Aston CEO Andy Palmer told me, if we're known in recent years as making beautiful cars, then the future is going to be about making beautiful cars, because that's exactly what Aston Martin stands for. We are, I would argue, the makers of the most beautiful cars in our industry. That's true going forward. The problem has not been the cars themselves. The cars, as you can see, the cars are all beautiful. The problem has been the business model, and the business model has meant that we've not been able to generate enough cash from the sale of these cars in order to pay for the next generation of cars. That can't happen. Indeed, the DB11 is the first car under the company's second century plan, and it was launched with the expected Aston Martin V12. It's a new engine design for the company, modernized by way of a smaller displacement block than the company's traditional 6-liter 12 and the addition of a pair of turbochargers. Based on my experience behind the wheel, the stated output of 600 horsepower feels a bit pessimistic. Add another 50 to 75 horses to that number before I can believe it, because the V12 DB11 feels a fair bit quicker than the company's range-topping Vanquish S. Enter the Aston Martin DB11 V8, a grand tourer meant to broaden the model's appeal, and if the DB11 V12 didn't exist, this V8 would be a wonderful story on its own. Sure, there are plenty of DB11 buyers who will choose the V12 simply because it's the most powerful engine, but the V8 delivers the entirety of the Aston Martin driving experience. It's no secret that to achieve the company's goals they'll have to explore new avenues to put their cars in the hands of customers. The DB11 V8 fulfills that mission because this new to Aston V8 is a low-emissions and fuel-efficient power plant that's suitable for volume production and consumption in markets around the globe. You see, the engine comes from Mercedes-AMG and, in fact, AMG parent company and Aston Martin technical partner Daimler provides a few more solutions for the DB11 than just the twin-turbo V8. If you're familiar with the hot-up AMGs from Mercedes, you're familiar with this engine. It's the same power plant you'll find in the AMG GT, as well as numerous Mercedes-AMG models with the 63 designation. AMGs are known to have a little bit of oral attitude, but Aston Martin embarked on a mission to tune this little V8 specifically to suit the DB11's driving dynamics and acoustic experience. While its bass tones were reduced, mid and high frequencies were enhanced to better suit an Aston Martin, though some of that AMG attitude has been retained for subtle growl on acceleration and the occasional burble when you close the throttle. For its fitment in the Aston chassis, the AMG V8 receives bespoke intake, exhaust, and wet sump oiling components. In DB11 specification, the motor makes 503 horsepower and 498 pounds-feet of torque, but it's the way in which those numbers are delivered that tells the story. While it may be down 97 horsepower on the V12, peak torque of this V8 is shy of the 12's peak output by only 18 pounds-feet. Plus, this V8 makes a wall of torque. Maximum torque is available from 2000 through 5000 RPM, which is precisely where it's needed in day-to-day driving.